If you don't know already, the Ballon d'Or list has finally come out. And if you've been living under a rock or you just don't follow football for some reason, you wouldn't be on this channel. But if you don't know already, the winner of the Ballon d'Or is Ousmane Dembele. Round of applause. Round of applause. Anyway, and I think this is fair. So you can see the rankings here. Ousmane Dembele first, Lamine Yamal second, Vitinha, Mo Salah, Rafinha, Hakimi, Mbappe, Cole Palmer, Donnarumma, and then Nuno Mendes. Now that's our top 10. I've seen a lot of people saying that Yamal should have won it over Dembele. Again, let me just put this out there. Look, Lamine Yamal is an exceptional player, right? He's only 18, very young. He still has a long career ahead of him, right? You know, I think his talent right now is higher than anyone else. In terms of talent and potential, it's higher than anyone else. But to say that he was better than Ousmane last season is a bit of a stretch. Not to mention, when you look at the metrics that they use to judge the Ballon d'Or, team performance, individual performance, and then obviously, sportsmanship. Dembele is, not to mention, he won a quadruple with PSG. When you look at that Champions League, and typically, if you win a Champions League, you're most likely going to win the Ballon d'Or. Champions League is a huge indicator of who wins it. The only time that isn't the case is during a World Cup, where the World Cup kind of takes center stage over the Champions League. In that sense, you can see that with Modric's performance, although he played well in the Champions League too that season, I'm pretty sure. But Modric's performance, him winning the Ballon d'Or that year, I think it was 2018, was hugely because of his World Cup campaign and what he did for Croatia. Ousmane Dembele, absolutely amazing player. He played super well for PSG. I don't think he had insane standout moments, to be fair, but I do think when you talk about his work rate as an attacker was insane. Obviously his ability on the ball is obviously insane. His goal scoring record in the league, I believe he had 20 goals in the league. I could be wrong, but I think it's 20 goals, which is okay, right? We've been the issue with Ballon d'Or nowadays is that we've been so spoiled with Messi and Ronaldo over the past 15 years or 20, I don't even know, 10, 15 years going on now, that it's the Ballon d'Or winners nowadays feel so unworthy, right? I mean, Ousmane, 20 goals, sure, I guess. But Ronaldo, Messi, they were putting up 50 goals. You just can't compare. You know what I'm saying? You just can't compare. So that's why it doesn't feel like it, but I think that's starting to die down. I think once Messi and Ronaldo went out of the limelight, it was more of a thing then because fans were expecting players to score, close, similar to those goal numbers, but that was kind of the expectation of it, not to mention fantastic performances. So you're scoring these amazing goals, but you're also putting in incredible performances, not just being a goal merchant. That's why Haaland hasn't won it, right? I think Dembele is a good mix of that, where he does provide some entertainment, but then also scores some goals. So in my opinion, well-deserved, no doubt. I think super happy for him. I think, to think that this guy from 2018, this wonder kid, that came into the scene, right? To think that this guy that was competing with Mbappe would actually win it before Mbappe is insane to me. I'm not gonna lie, it's insane. But even his Barcelona days, you just thought his career was finished. He went to PSG just for whatever, to grab a check. But PSG really put in the work. They brought a great coach in. They said, forget about all these star players, Mbappe, Neymar, Messi, all of you guys just get out of my club. I'm going to get players who want to play for the club, who want to win trophies, and who aren't there for the money. And that's why they got rid of Donnarumma. But they brought in these players, and they were the best team last season. They were absolutely insane. They played a style of football that honestly was, I think, to me, it's starting to shift the way teams play. You can see their tactics from kicking the ball out to a throw-in from the center of the pitch, you can see teams starting to adapt that kind of strategy, just to like move up forward, move up to closer to the opposition box, and press extremely hard, prevent the opposition from coming through. You can start to see those tactics come in. So I think in some sense they're revolutionizing football as we know it, in my opinion. And Ousmane Dembele was a huge part of that. He always worked hard for the team. He put in the shift. He scored goals. So super proud of him. Yamal, look, he's a great player, incredible talent. I love watching him. I actually saw him live this year. It was insane. But he isn't quite there yet. He had 9 league goals. When you look at statistics, he's not quite there yet. When you look at performances, absolutely he's there. You know, when you talk about the 3 criteria to judging the Ballon d'Or winner, stats, so individual performance, team performance, and sportsmanship. When you look at team performance, they won the league and they won the Super Cup, and he won the Euros, right? Yeah, right? Yeah, he won the Euros. Spain won the Euros. So he won the Euros, Super Cup, La Liga, 3 trophies. Honestly, it's a good enough stake in my opinion. But he didn't play too big of a role for Spain, in my opinion. Like, I think he was a bit overhyped for Spain. Yeah, he played well. He had great performances, but I think other players contributed more, in my opinion. In terms of Barcelona, he played absolutely well, scored goals, but again, he only had 9 goals in the league. So in terms of individual performances, it could be better when it comes to when you're talking about, you know, the eye test and what you see on the pitch. Phenomenal. And absolutely phenomenal. He's only 18, competing with these old men. He's going to get so much better. And I think give him 2 more years and he'll just be leagues above the rest. Kind of like how Messi broke onto the scene. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be another Messi. You can't, you know, Messi, you just can't compare. Messi's just absolutely insane. I'm not saying he's going to be another Messi, but I think he has a stake to being the next GOAT. Not better than Messi, in my opinion. And you never know. He could. I'm not writing it off. He absolutely could. He has the potential for it, in my opinion. Because I don't think Messi was doing these things when he was 18, but he has the potential. But yeah, that's my take. As for now, honestly, I don't even think second is deserving of I don't think Yamal deserves second, in my opinion, honestly. I think to say Vitinha was better, but I think Rafinha 100%. The fact that Rafinha is 5th is insane to me. Rafinha should not be 5th. This Ballon d'Or had to be between Rafinha and Dembele. Simple. Because Rafinha's form last season was incredible. And the only reason why you could say Yamal not even edged off, but got second, primarily I think for me is PR. PR is huge. And also with Spain, he did better with his country. So there's some claim to it, but at the same time, Rafinha was just so much better than Yamal last season. I think Yamal provided more entertainment, but Rafinha was just so much better. As a pure striker, pure forward player, he was better. Hakimi, he was good. Top 10. It's hard for me to put Hakimi there. I know they want to like mix it with defenders, but I feel like Harry Kane should be in here because Harry Kane, Erling Haaland, they need to be on this list in my opinion because those players they were good last season. They were top 10 for sure. They were in the top 10 best players last season, no doubt. So the fact that they're not here for me doesn't do them justice. Nuno Mendes, he was incredible. Honestly, every game I watched of him, he was insane. So I'm not too mad at that. And I get it. Even Hakimi, same thing. I get it, right? Vitinha, he was incredible. Like, he was doing things I don't even know. Like, you know, you were talking Iniesta. We're talking Iniesta at their best, Busquets at their best. He's doing like that type of things. You know, little like feints here and there. There's like 3 players coming at him. He like finds a way to wiggle through them without really getting close to them. Just passes the ball. His performance in the Champions League final was like pure cinema, in my opinion. It was insane. So he was great. He was good. That's my take overall. The next 10, so the top 20, Lewandowski, McTominay, my boy. I'm so happy for him. The fact that he's 18th position. This guy from United is 18th. I mean, man, if you want to have a great career, go to United, ruin it, and then leave. and then your career will be absolutely insane. Look at Anthony. Look at Scott McTominay. There's so many players that have left United and are doing so well. Rashford is another one that we could talk about. So doing well. Jude Bellingham. This is so funny. Scott McTominay over Jude Bellingham is just crazy to me. And I agree with it. I'm biased because I'm happy for McTominay. So I agree with it. Yeah. I mean, what else can I say? Jude Bellingham didn't do much last season, apart from the beginning. And Real Madrid didn't really win much. So, you can't really expect anything. Virgil van Dijk always got to be in the top 30. He's top 30 best players in the world. I think you have to give it to him. Last season, I don't know if he was as much, to be fair. But he's just one of them players. Erling Haaland should be much higher up. Who else? Robert Lewandowski, higher up for sure. Michael Olise, get him out of there. He shouldn't be there, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, Harry Kane, okay, he's 13th, whatever. Victor Gyökeres, Pedri's just, especially this season, Pedri's an insane player, and I'm excited to see where he goes because he's on a different level, man. He's on a different level. I saw him live too. Watching him live is just a different thing because first of all, he just doesn't lose the ball. You can't catch him losing the ball. It doesn't make any sense. You can't catch him losing the ball. He's so fast. He wiggles through everyone. He's just he has the basics down to a T and then some, in my opinion. But overall, that's my take of the rankings. Ousmane Dembele, once again, congratulations. He deserves it. And yeah, if you like the video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know who you think would win the Ballon d'Or next year. I'm curious because I think there's a lot of options. Yamal could take it depending on his performance, but time will tell. Peace.